Hi, it's Magnus here again at Ignite, doing interviews with interesting people. We have snuck away again, so to get away from the crowds and to be able to talk. I'm talking here with Donovan Brown, a guy you know from the keynotes, the guy who always does these amazing, really stable, keynote performances. I'm a fan. I'm a huge fan, and so we'll check to see what he has for us today. We're going to talk about how anyone with any platform, any language can work with Microsoft technology and Azure.
How are you doing? Thank you so much for having me. I'm Donovan Brown. I'm the Principal DevOps Manager for Microsoft. I work on the Cloud Developer Advocacy team, so I'm responsible for making sure that no matter what language you program in or what platform you're targeting, be it Windows or Linux, that you can take your code and host it safely inside of Azure.
And that's really cool. And so some years ago, it was Microsoft or bust, right? It was Microsoft stuff. You have to use our platform, our stack, our things, and we've known this for years now that Microsoft has totally abandoned that principle and now are embracing everything. I know how huge Microsoft are with contributing to open source, with embracing other languages and so forth. And so this is now a targeted thing to really make sure that anyone feels welcome and want to show up and use your platforms.
Absolutely. So what we want to make sure, the reputation that we have, we earned it, good or bad, right? We earned the fact that people believe it's just Windows on .NET, and we're still carrying that burden today because our tools do work for Java on Linux, or you want to develop for iOS or Android. Our tools work. We treat all languages equally, and just no one believes it. So when I go to a conference and it's not a Microsoft-friendly conference and I say I'm from Microsoft, half the room shuts off, thinking, okay, this guy's not talking to me. He's just talking to the Visual Studio .NET guys. I'm thinking, no, everybody get off your phones. I'm talking to everybody in this room, okay? If you write Java, if you write Node.js, PHP, Python, Go, I don't care. Whatever language you write, our tools will happily version it for you, help you track your bugs, we'll build it for you, and we'll even help you deploy it to your target environment. And I just need to make sure that the world understands, if you write software, here at Microsoft, we add value for any language targeting any platform. And I just keep trying to say that as much as I can and as loud as I can, because I tweeted yesterday, I was like, one of these days you're going to believe me. When I say any language, any platform, I mean it.
You're going to have to say this for a long time, but I love the way you're doing it, and that this is a really just a big warm embrace for everyone, and it's true. It's not a fantasy or anything. I've seen it, and it's absolutely true.
Absolutely, and that's another thing, is that it's not marketing, it's not fluff. This is facts, right? We've actually been able to do it for quite some time, but it's just gotten so good now. I mean, I can build an entire Java pipeline. So let's say, for example, I had absolutely nothing at time zero, and I wanted to build a Java Spring MVC application. I wanted to run my JUnit test. I wanted to use Jacoco for code coverage. I want to use SonarQube for technical debt. And I want to be able to build my WAR file and deploy it to 3 different environments. I can set that up in 4 minutes.
Wow.
4 minutes, right? I don't know anyone who can do that with any other tool in 4 minutes, have that entire pipeline set up. But
I would agree with that. So I'm more like a Microsoft stack kind of a dev person myself, and I half of what he just said doesn't make any sense to me. Right? And I think that's the point here.
That is the point, right? That we embrace all developers, and you don't have to. You also don't have to abandon the tools that you use. If you're a Node.js developer, you can use Mocha for your test, or Jasmine for your testing engine. You can use Istanbul for code coverage. I mean, you can use the tools and the platforms and the frameworks that you know and love today. We don't ask you to do anything Microsoft specific to use our tools. We are ready to help you build it anywhere you want to build it.
Cool. So let's pretend that I wasn't a Microsoft fanboy, that I am, Let's say that I was doing all those other technologies that you mentioned. I pretend to want to believe you now. You've said it, and I think, okay, let me see, let me try you out, let me feel you up. And so how would I do that? Where do I go? How do I start?
Gotcha. So docs.microsoft.com is the best place for you to get started. You go over to the Azure section of docs.microsoft.com, and we're producing quick starts for the Node community, the Go community, the PHP, the Python. We want you to feel welcomed in the Azure community. We're going to show you quick starts on how to actually get going with your language, using your tool chain, and deploying it all the way into Azure.
That's amazing. Thank you so much for talking to me today. That was great. Thanks.